So it gives her at least head something to do, gives her little movements, uh, and we can tell that she's in motion if her hair is flowing in the air. It's not that she's just standing around and her hair is flowing in the air, even though it might seem that's what it says literally, but we are dealing with real world physics, I guess, right now, and maybe her hair is flowing in the air. It all depends on what you want. So our shop owner will state the person's name once again, and we'll give them a the way that they feel or the way that their voice sounds. So he sounds happy. So, when he says, "Hello, welcome to the little manga shop in Tokyo," he's upbeat. But if he was sad, he would sound like, "Hello, welcome to the little manga shop in Tokyo." He's a little more downer, but right now we want to keep him a little happy since there's such other destruction and qualms that people have right now in our little idea right now for manga on a string. It's not a happy place in the Tokyo time in this show, but people are still trying to stay happy in such a time of destruction and trying to keep upbeat. So we once again move on and we state the other person in the scene, which is a young woman, and she's also happy. And she greets back the shop owner, and she says, "Good afternoon. Do you have the new Naruto?" She's also happy. So that would end that that third cut. And we'll move on to our fourth cut, or scene. And if you're not familiar, cut means anytime you change the camera angle. So if I have a camera pointing at me, at my face, and I'm saying, "Hello, good afternoon," and if I cut to a different shot, that would be a different scene. So right now we can read through our manga on the string script that we have thus far. So first shot we have is exterior Tokyo. So we give a location. It's an establishing shot. We might have a big pan coming down to the street and focusing on the shop owner, showing all the destruction of our fictional Tokyo, and focusing on this one and only older gentleman walking down the road. And it's morning time. We'll describe the shop owner. And if he had a name right now, his name will go here. He's in his late 60s. He's a slender build man. He has black thinning hair, a hunchback, so he constantly seems like he's down or sad or depressed, or just could be that life has been kind of tough. And even though he's in his 60s, which isn't that old, he's still, life has been a little hard, and he walks around with a hunchback all day. He's wearing modern day slacks with a button down shirt. That's what he's wearing, so we need him to wear something, or else it just might seem weird. So we just state right now what he's wearing and give the character some personality through his clothes and through his hunchback and his thinning hair. And continuing with the first shot, shop owner walks over to a locked up little manga shop. And that's the action in the scene. Our cut 2 or scene 2, we're inside now, so we're using interior. He's inside the manga shop, which is a location, and morning is the time of day. And then we give a description of what's happening in the scene. The shop owner is waiting at the counter for customers. And we assume this because he's inside of a shop and he's working there. He's behind the counter. And that's what you wait for when you're working at a store, is you're waiting for customers. And we give him an action, so he's not just a stiff board at the counter. While listening to 60s music, we'll have something playing in the background. He's tapping a pen on the counter to the music, so he's in beat. Might be a little fast for 60s music, but you know, he's listening to an old doo-wop band playing some songs, some old rock and roll, or some I don't know, beatnik music. It's all depends on what the character might be listening to. And he's yawning. He's looking bored at the counter. So we give him a secondary action so we know how he's feeling without having to say the words, "Our shop owner feels down." For our third scene, since the camera changed and we're moving forward in time, we're interior, we're still inside the shop. So we're inside the manga shop, our location, and it's late afternoon. So time has passed. Like I said earlier, there might be a clock on the wall that shows the time passing. You could also change the lighting situation to maybe earlier the interior lights are off and it's bright outside and you could see out through the window, and now it's getting later, so the inside lights are turned on and there's in the outside it's darker, or even the shadows that are casted on the products have changed. It's moved since the sun has moved and created a different shadow. So our setup for the shot is a customer walks into the shop. So we give something happening inside of the shop. The person's a young woman in her mid-20s. She's wearing a business suit with flat shoes. Her hair is in a bun with bangs flowing in the air. And we give them some dialogue. So the shop owner says, "Hello, welcome to the little manga shop in Tokyo." And he's happy. So we also state that he's happy, so we can give clue to how he's feeling, or at least pretending to feel, at this moment in time. And we could also give this instruction so when voice actors come along, they can be happy when they talk upwards inflections. Or you could leave this out, or it might be revised later, or it might just be strict from the whole screenplay. Can't tell the future, but right now, this is what we're doing. So then we have a young woman again, and she's also happy. And she asks the shopkeep, "Good afternoon, do you have the Naruto?" I should say new Naruto, or latest Naruto. So we have, "Good afternoon, do you have the latest Naruto?" Upwards inflection, a question. And we can cut. So our scene 4, we're still inside the shop. And we're still continuing the dialogue. So a shop owner unfortunately has to tell our customer that there's no new manga happening or being received, so he becomes sad, and you can hear it in his voice. And he says, "I'm sorry, ma'am. There is no new manga for sale." So then we give him something to say. We give her an action. You see that young woman puts her head down and starts walking towards the door. While the woman puts her head down, turns around, and starts walking towards the door. We might give her some dialogue so she's not rude. And we'll state that she says, "Thank you for your time. I looked everywhere for new manga." And in the same shot, we could have her exit out the door. So for scene 4, we have interior. She's inside the manga shop. It's late afternoon. The shop owner is sad when he replies to the woman that just asked him, "Good afternoon, do you have the latest Naruto?" So the shop owner is sad and he replies, "I'm sorry, ma'am. There is no new manga for sale." And we look over to the woman, if she's not in the same shot, and she's puts her head down, turns around, and starts walking towards the door. As she's walking, the young woman says, "Thank you for your time. I've looked everywhere for new manga." And she might also be sad. And we continue the action, and young woman exits the store slowly. So, earlier in my description video for this, I stated that we'll be writing in a block format. And what I mean by block format is this. So if we were writing a regular screenplay for, let's say, a live action movie or a live action TV show, everything would be centered, be justified to the left, and our dialogue would be centered. A better example would be a shot with dialogue. So if we were doing this, be justified to the left. all our descriptions, all our actions in the shows. Our dialogue would be in the center, and our script would be elongated, and it would be not really much harder to read, but to simplify it and to cut down space and having to format the whole script every time we write dialogue or actions, or we put our character in different scenes in different locations. We don't have to do that. We just put it in a block format, and we could save time and space and still understand that this is our location, if we're inside or outside, our number of the scene or cut where we want to be, and I'm sorry, the following number of our scene. We have to keep it in order so we know where we're at with the screenplay. We'll give them a time of day, a location, and we'll tell them inside or outside, interior, exterior. We'll keep our dialogue in a block format, and we'll keep our actions in a block format as well. And we can we'll justify it to the left so it looks something like this. And I was writing in the center so everyone can see the screen, and it won't be that confusing when I was writing and you're watching me type. So right now I'll end this part of the lesson, and I hope you understand what I mean by block format, and I hope you understand a little bit more of screenplay writing, and we'll go all the way through every single scene, every location, every costume change, and put them inside of a script. But that script we'll call a screenplay, because this is going on to the screen, it's being produced, and a script would be similar, but a script would be more for a live action script, which would then turn into a screenplay, and then that is what they'll use during production. But since we're doing production on animation, we use block formatting, and we call it a screenplay. So thank you, and I'll be back for a wrap-up video, and I hope I wasn't too much of a mess, and I hope you learned something new. All right, thanks. So that's pretty much what screenplays are. They are scripts. They're just made for the screen, and the script is usually used for dialogue recordings. So there's lots of things that go into screenplays. What you want to state also in screenplays is any background dialogue that might be going on in anime. There's lots of overlapping audio, meaning that there's a character talking, and then in the background there's other people talking as well. If it's relevant to the scene, or if it's just like, if it's muttering, then you don't really need to put that into the script, into the screenplay, I'm sorry. But that's the way that we write block screenplays, and block meaning the format of the screenplay. And that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, and hope you learned something in this class, and try it out. Start writing your screenplay for for your synopsis that you wrote in the last class. And I'll see you in the next class, which should be design, and we'll start drawing. And we'll start coming up with characters and doing props and some images for environments and stuff like that. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.